back to this 2001 Toyota Camry. So finished the recharge, everything went beautifully. Because the shop now purchased a new Nippon DENSO receiver dryer with the original O-rings that came with it. It worked the first time without leaking, unlike when he bought the aftermarket receiver dryer with the O-rings that came with it. It leaked, and there was a size difference. And you know, the shop, the AC is not their main thing. You know, the guys usually don't see 1 or 2 thousandths of an inch difference between sizes of O-rings, especially after they've been smashed. So original equipment, Nippon DENSO from Toyota, doesn't leak. Aftermarket leaks. And like I always say to somebody, you use aftermarket and it leaks, I charge you a second time. You use OEM and it leaks, I do the whole thing for free. Diagnosis, recharge, materials, everything. That's how confident I am in OEM fitting compared to aftermarket. But I've worked with this guy for 30 years, and with the Corona lockdown virus thing, everybody's hurting. So I'm not going to charge them a second time to recharge. I'm not going to charge them for leak diagnostic. I'm not going to charge them for a lot of time. Just the original charge. Exceptional times to get exceptional breaks. Other than that, we're working just fine here. Let's see, what do we have coming up here? So here's our pressures and temperatures. It's much hotter and sunnier. This car has been sitting out in the sun all morning since the last video I made before I left. It's about 2.5 hours later, sitting in the sun with the windows current. It was freaking hot inside, and I think we're about 76 degrees right now. Where are we at? 78 or 80 degrees by this temperature sensor right here on that little thermistor. Here's our outdoor temperature. Our suction line temperature, which I have all ragged off, so the heat from the hot fan and the exhaust direct radiation does not heat up the temperature probe to affect the temperature, so it's all ragged off really good. Otherwise, if I take those rags off, this jumps up to about 56 degrees. So by having it ragged off and something's hot like this, it gives direct radiant heat comes out and hits it. Then you have hot air. You have hot air blowing over the sensor. That all affects and gives you false temperatures. A lot of guys just put on clamp meters and they don't think about radiant heat, convective heat, conduction heat, anything like that. And they get false readings and they don't even know what they're doing. And they're trying to adjust for false readings because no education. You know, they were never correctly educated on thermodynamics or anything to do with heat. So we're cycling nice. I got the idle up to 1200 RPMs there. And so this system is, and going down here to the receiver dryer, let's see if I could get a little light on that. Look at the sight glass. This is how every system should look. Other than the green from the UV dye, it is crystal clear. If there was no UV dye in that system and you looked in that sight glass, you would not even be able to tell whether it's full or empty. And this is how all sight glasses should look. Even if the system is 20, 30, or 40 years old, if the system was never allowed to run low on refrigerant and never exposed to moisture, the sight glass will be crystal clear 100 years later, because there is then no oxidation, no corrosion. There would be no breakdown of the oil. Introduction of air from technicians' faulty methods of recharging or recovering and recycling, and moisture are all caused by the technician who works on the systems. The systems and compressors don't die by themselves. A dying compressor is usually a symptom of the problem, not the main problem, except for the few compressor manufacturers had defects with bad case seals and other things. We'll exclude those out of the area, but a good compressor will outlive the life of a vehicle. consider there's no outside forces that cause the compressor to go bad in the first place. And so I think this was video 3, all on this vehicle. And that's it. Talk to you guys later.